I'm so excited! Because one of my favorite things in the world are gigantic foods that surpass the size of your face. And another favorite thing is Mexican food. It's definitely top 3 in international cuisine favorites.
I meant my favorite, by the way.
I'm not really sure how authentic Mexican this burrito is gonna be, but this is just how I make it. I'm aiming for this to be a portion that can feed up to 3-4 people, but this is going to be just for me.
The next part wasn't supposed to be in the video, but I thought it was kind of funny to see myself lusting on the idea of me eating this whole burrito by myself.
My burrito is going to include Mexican rice, the easy version, some stewed beans, some salsa. I say salsa because I'm making a Peruvian version of the Mexican salsa.
I'm actually making pico de gallo, which I would not call salsa, but I looked it up and it turns out that pico de gallo is a type of salsa, just a chunkier and less liquidy version, but yeah, salsa.
Some chicken, some cabbage, some cheddar cheese, sour cream, and of course a lot of guac because guac is the best.
Yes, it is.
Let's start creating this beautiful monster.
I have to remark here that I've never made a burrito this size before, so let's hope I get all the amount of ingredients right. The first thing I do is soak 2 cups of black beans overnight before cooking them, but you can just skip the step by buying them in a can. I just prefer this way because it's more natural. If you decided to use canned beans, just jump to the step of chopping onions. You can tell they look a bit more swollen the next day. Next, we're going to put them in a pot and cover it with water, as much as you can fit in there, up to about an inch before reaching the top, since the beans are going to absorb most of it. We're going to bring it to boil and then we're going to lower down the heat to medium-low and let it cook. This is going to take a while. When they are almost ready, we add 3 bay leaves. We're going to chop an onion. Then 3 cloves of garlic. In a medium frying pan, we're going to fry the onions until they are cooked. In my case, I like them brown, so I usually cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes. We add the garlic, stir, and we're going to let it cook for another 2 minutes. Then, we're going to add this into the pot with the beans and mix it in. We're going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper, or to taste. Then half a teaspoon of cumin. Then about half a teaspoon of salt, or to taste. And half a teaspoon of oregano and mix it in. We're going to let it simmer for a couple more minutes until it looks thicker like this. Now let's remove the bay leaves because we don't want to bite into them when we're enjoying our burrito. And beans are ready. The next thing we're going to do is the easy Mexican rice. Well, not next. I usually make it at the same time while the beans are stewing, but you know, for video purposes. We're going to wash a cup of rice until the water starts running clear. We're going to chop half a medium onion. Then chop 3 cloves of garlic. In a medium pot, we're going to fry the onions until cooked, and then the garlic until toasted. Similar process and timing to what we did with the beans. We're going to add half a cup of tomato paste. This time, I happen to have some extra tomatoes at home, so I will just add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and replace the rest with a chopped tomato and mix it in. We add half a teaspoon of cumin. Add a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix it in and we're going to let it cook for about a minute. We're going to add the rice, mix it, We're going to add 2 cups of chicken or vegetable broth, or could be just water. We're going to bring it to boil, then lower down the heat and cover until it's cooked, probably about 15 minutes. Let's check. Yeah, it looks cooked. And here's our Mexican rice ready to be served, in this case in the burrito. Next, we're going to make a quick, easy version of the guacamole, and it happens to be my favorite way. We're going to chop half an onion. Then, this is a step I like to do when eating raw onions. We're going to cover them with salt and water and let it sit for a bit. This will reduce the natural sting onions usually have. Don't be afraid to be generous with the salt because this will be rinsed and drained later. We're going to cut avocados in half as much as you want. In this case, I'm gonna have 5 small ones. Let's hope that's enough for baby monster burrito. We're going to scoop them out, put them in a bowl, and mash them with a fork. We add the onions we previously chopped and drained. We're going to squeeze in the juice of half a lime if it's a big one. If they are smaller, you are probably going to need more, but always adjust to taste. Then half a teaspoon of black pepper and half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to chop some cilantro and mix it in. I added about a tablespoon. And voila, our guacamole is ready to be served and eaten. For the pico de gallo or chunky salsa, we're going to chop an onion. In this case, I'm using a very big red onion, so I will just use half of it. I'm going to repeat what I did with the onion for the guacamole, and I'm going to cover it with salt and water to reduce that natural sting it has. And let it sit for a bit. We're going to remove the seeds of a big tomato. I know there's 3 in here, but half of this will be for the chicken that's coming up next. And we're going to chop them. We're going to peel and chop a clove of garlic. Then chop some cilantro to taste. I'm adding about a tablespoon and a half here. We drain the onions and put them in a bowl. Then we add the tomato we just chopped, the garlic, the juice of a big lime, the cilantro, half a teaspoon of salt, or again, to taste, half a teaspoon of black pepper, or to taste. We're going to mix it all nicely and the pico de gallo is ready for the burrito. Next, we're going to make the protein part. This time will be chicken. We're going to peel and chop an onion. We're going to peel and chop 3 cloves of garlic. Then chop about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. For this protein part, you can choose almost anything you can think of, but this time I'm going to use some roast chicken I already had at home, and I'm going to shred it. You can also opt for a raw version of the meat and cook it after the onions, but it's up to your taste and convenience. We're going to fry the onions until they are cooked and see-through, but as I always say, I like them brown, so I leave them there for longer. When they are cooked, we're going to add the chopped garlic and let it cook for about a minute or 2 until it's fragrant and toasted. We're going to add 2/3 of a cup of white wine and let it evaporate. It is very important that the liquid is almost gone, so there's no alcohol flavor in your food. We're going to add a tomato, the one we previously chopped when making the pico de gallo, and let it cook for about 2 minutes until it has released its juice. We're going to add half a tablespoon of cumin, then a teaspoon of chili powder, and half a teaspoon of paprika, and mix it in. We're going to add the shredded chicken or meat of your choice. Then half a teaspoon of black pepper, and the magic ingredient to this whole combination, We're going to add the gravy from the chicken. I added about half a cup. This gravy is salty enough, so I didn't need to add salt. But if you're not using gravy, you should adjust your salt. We're going to add the cilantro we chopped, mix it in, and it is ready. Then we're going to shred some cabbage. Not much, I just used 2 leaves. And now we got everything ready to start assembling our massive burrito.
Now let's put it all together. Oh my god, I'm starving, I can't wait for this.
I'm going to try to build a big burrito with 4 large chipotle flavored tortillas. Let's hope it works. I'm going to start putting all the ingredients in line, the way you can see here. This way, you will get the combination of everything in every single bite. There's the cabbage, the cheddar cheese, the rice, the beans, the chicken, the guacamole, the pico de gallo or chunky salsa as we established earlier, the sour cream, and a final touch of hot sauce. Now wish me good luck trying to wrap it nicely. Okay, I think I managed to make it a burrito shape. Now let's toast it one side. Now the other side. It's not keeping the burrito shape. Maybe I'm gonna have to toast it side by side with patience. Okay, I think that's working. I'm going to wrap it in tin foil because now we need to weigh the newborn baby. And it is, a kilo and 600 grams. That translates to 3.53 pounds.
So I know this is the point when I start eating this, but this time I'm actually aiming to finish the whole thing, and that could take a bit too long. So that's gonna be another video, and find the link in the description or right here. See you then!
And thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share the video if you liked it.